Well, hey there, I hope you guys are having an awesome day today. My name is Christina Brooke and this is my Glam Ranch. Today's video, we're going to be talking about a very expensive foundation, not a very expensive, an extremely expensive foundation. And this is a foundation that I have owned for a while. And actually I've been using this foundation for probably 3 to 4 years, so I definitely know a lot about this foundation. And the foundation that I'm talking about is the Prairie Skin Caviar. If you guys are interested in knowing about this expensive little gem, just keep on watching and we'll get right into the video. Alright guys, well, so I do know a lot about this foundation because I have been using it for a really long time. One thing that I want to point out to you guys is this isn't a very, very expensive foundation. This foundation is $225. I know, but I don't know if this makes it any better, but it is a foundation with a stick, kind of like the Wet n Wild applicator. It has that. And then on the top, on the cap, inside of this empty cap, because remember this is very loved, there is a concealer, which I don't even know if there's hardly any concealer left in there, but yeah, in the top there is a concealer. So it is a foundation and a concealer, so you do get 2 for 1. This foundation, if you guys are really into skincare, this is a great skincare foundation. It really is. It's infused with caviar, so it gives you like a lifting effect. And then, just to make things nice and glitzy, they throw in this little box here. And inside of this little box, as you can tell, this is a very useful product considering that I've had this for probably a year and everything is still inside the box. It comes with a sponge. It comes with a little tiny brush. It looks like this, and yeah, it's probably to apply your concealer because you're definitely not going to be putting foundation on with this. And then it comes with a little stand with a mirror. So it's a little stand like this. You put your little brush in it, and then the foundation sits right on top. I know that when I first bought this foundation a long time ago, I did use this little stand and the little brush, and I put everything together and I had it on my counter all cutesy like this. But I did repurchase this product probably 3 or 4 more times after that, and each one of these stayed in the box. Foundation's used every single day. It never sat back in this cute little stand. I would just take it out, use it, and put it in my makeup drawer, and this little stand ended up getting dumped. So in reality, the little stand and all that stuff, it's very luxe, it's very cutesy, it's very like shishi, you know, but I don't know. It's not really that useful, to be honest. I mean, I'd rather not pay for this. A negative thing about this foundation is every time you repurchase this foundation, you get another one of these. So every single time you repurchase it, you get this whole little set. You can't purchase them separated. You can't just repurchase this. You can't purchase this on its own. It all comes in a cute little set that you have to repurchase every single time. That was a little drawback for me. However, I will tell you that back when I used to buy this foundation non-stop, the price was not $225. This foundation used to be around $180, $170. It was around that price point, and it came with all the same stuff. This, it wasn't a blue color. I think it was all silver. All of a sudden, I don't know if it was like 2 years ago. I think it was like 2 years ago. They changed this foundation and made it a blue cover, and it became $225. And to be honest, I don't really know if they changed anything like major in it, because I was looking, right, when I went to go repurchase it, I was like, well, what did they change? And I couldn't find anything really like dramatic that was changed, but they did say they improved the formula and they increased the price. It went from $180 to all of a sudden $225, and that was probably around 2 years ago. So now it is $225, and I did repurchase it one more time at the $225 price point, and that is the one you're looking at today. Not so thrilled about the price change. So really, this little gizmo, this little shishi little thing it's cute the first time you get it, and you're like, but then after that, you're just like, oh, another one? What do I do with this thing? And you don't use it, and it stays in the case, and you throw it in your makeup drawer. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna insert right now a little clip of me putting on the foundation so you guys can see how it applies. I'm applying it with a brush and I'm also applying it with a sponge so you guys can see the overall look. So let's just go ahead and watch that video, and then after it's done, we'll get back into our little review. So I have you zoomed in. So I'm just gonna get this hair out of my face. So I have nothing on my face, as you can tell. So what I'm going to first start off with is my Dr. Brandt Pores No More. I've used this before with this foundation, and I've also used my Angel Veil because before I had this primer, I used to have the Angel Veil. And I also have used this foundation a lot with absolutely no primer because I don't always use primer. So this is the Prairie Skin Caviar foundation. As you can tell, this has been loved on. It does not have that much left in it. It has an applicator like this, and I think I told you guys once in another video that Wet n Wild, when I first tried the Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation, I was like, wait a minute, it has a paddle. I know something else that has a paddle. I have a high-end foundation that has a paddle. Well, it's my Prairie Skin Caviar that is the one that has the paddle. So yeah, I'm used to this type of applicator. So we go ahead and let's put it on. Oh my god, you know, it's been so long since I put on this foundation because I just haven't used it in a long time. I forgot, it even has like a very slight smell, very floral, very clean smell. So I'm just gonna put it on one side of my face with a brush so you guys can see. I remember this foundation being a very smooth application, and yeah, it totally is. So as you can see with the brush, that applied flawlessly. It has such a flawless finish to it, as you can see as I applied it with my brush. With this sponge, I'm just gonna dab it on this side. This is my Real Technique sponge. You know, this is what I remember from the last time that I've used this. It doesn't apply that great with the sponge. I feel like the sponge kind of eats it away. So you can see like it kind of like the coverage on this side is so much better than the coverage on this side. Completely night and day. So I'm going to say goodbye to the sponge, and I'm just going to reapply this with the brush because it really does apply better with the brush. I actually used to apply this a lot with my fingers. Yeah, I know. Because with my fingers it applied really good too. So I don't know, just not the brush. Definitely not the sponge. I remember the coverage being really good on this, and it is. It's very good coverage. It's not extreme full coverage, but it's definitely a medium coverage, and you could build it up to be pretty full. It does cover like most of your blemishes pretty well. It has such a like, this is what I remember from it. When you would put it on your face, you'd feel like you were gliding stuff on your face, and still now putting it on, it still feels like that. So now I'm gonna just try to build it up a little bit to make it like more full so you guys can see. Stipple it in. So as you guys can see, there's absolutely no streaking on my face. It applied so beautifully, exactly like I remembered. And the smell is just a very, very light smell. Actually, it smells even less than the YSL All Hours foundation. It has a light fragrant. It's so minimal that you can't really, like, I don't smell it like at all. I'm gonna go ahead and put on the rest of my face, and we'll get back into the video of the review and everything else I have to say about this. So. Alright, so you guys saw it. It's a good foundation. You saw the way it applied. It's very smooth. It's very pretty. It has a nice smell. It smells luxurious. It feels luxurious. This is a luxurious product. So now let's get into the foundation though, because even though I did say a few negatives about this like overall packaging and what you can and cannot get with it, this is actually a really good foundation. And I hate having to tell you guys that yeah, this is a super expensive foundation, but guess what? It's super worth it. Well, yeah, kind of, I like it a lot. This is actually a very good foundation. It wears very pretty. It has a dewy finish. I am somebody who loves dewy finishes. If you have oily skin, I think that this would be a big old pass for you because you will get oily. This is a very dewy foundation. As I wear it throughout the day, you do get a little oily if you do not set it with a powder, since it is dewy. So I would definitely recommend that if you do purchase this, set it with a powder if you don't like to look oily at the end of the day. Honestly, for me, sometimes it doesn't bother me as long as it doesn't look like you're like super oil face. If it just looks a little dewier, it doesn't bother me as much, and I'd rather not put powder on because that can make makeup look heavy. So with this foundation, every once in a while I would put powder, every once in a while I wouldn't, and either way I was still happy with it. The finish is very pretty. You guys can see I'm wearing it on my face right now, and the finish is absolutely gorgeous. I really always enjoyed the finish. One thing I will say about this foundation is it does have a little bit of a powdery effect. Some of my other foundations don't give me a little bit of a powdery effect. This one does. It's tad. It's very slight. Doesn't bother me. I like it. It's not that bad. The color that I picked up and that the color that I had to pick up last time was warm beige, because prior to that I used to use another color, and well, when they rechanged the formula, they changed most of the names, and the old color that I used to buy, I couldn't find it anymore, but this was supposedly the replacement, and it's called warm beige. I want to mention a few things about it that is positives. So if you are somebody who's big on skincare, this has skincare in it, has anti-aging ingredients. It's supposed to be really, really good. It's made of caviar, but I will tell you that I was always somebody who was very acne prone, and this foundation never broke me out at all. Like when I would use other foundations, I would get breakouts. When I would use this one, I didn't. Like when I went to buy this foundation, the reason I purchased it was because I was looking for something that had skincare in it, because I was already breaking out a lot and I just couldn't take it anymore. I needed to find a really good foundation I could wear every single day that I wouldn't break out. And I went to Prairie and I found this one, and I said, you know what, let's just try it. It's super expensive. It was 180 bucks, but if it's not gonna break me out, I'm down with it. And it didn't, and I wore it for years, and I honestly will tell you that it was an amazing foundation on my skin. Didn't break me out, and I don't know if it did a firming effect, but I will tell you that I always did feel very fresh and very uplifted anytime I wore the foundation. So there's a chance that it does. It does have the skincare in it, so I do feel like my skin reacted really, really well to this foundation. So if you guys are into skincare and all that stuff, it probably is a really good foundation for you, because you do get skincare in here as well as foundation, as well as concealer. Now let's talk about the concealer a little bit, because yeah, I've used the entire concealer, and I'd be honest with you guys that the reason that I use the entire concealer is because I feel like I should have used the entire concealer because I spent so much money on it. But the concealer is not my favorite. The concealer is a little bit of like one of those sticky concealers when you put it on, and when you put it under your eyes, I do have a little bit of creasing under my eyes, and it's the type of concealer that does crease even if you set it. It's a more dewy concealer. So this concealer is not that great. It's still infused with the skin caviar and all that stuff, so it is probably really good for your under eyes. That's the reason I mostly used it, besides the fact that I did pay a lot of money for this, so I better use it. But it's not my favorite concealer, to be honest. I just don't, I mean, it works, it looks nice, but it's not my favorite. So I'm like, whatever with the concealer, and I've always been whatever with the concealer. So another thing that also makes it good, it does have SPF in it. It has SPF 15. It's kind of a lower SPF considering that it's supposed to have all the skincare and stuff, and a lot of the other foundations that are coming out are having SPF of 30 or SPF, 20. This is 15. So I mean, it is a lower SPF than I would like, especially I don't like to get too much sun on my face. So I'm kind of like disappointed that I tried this again, because I feel like I'm liking it again. I broke up with you. I broke up with you for a reason. You're too expensive, and now I like you again. Now, I will say that one of the things that I wish Prairie would do is they would sell this by itself, maybe even without the concealer, just the foundation itself. I would buy this like crazy because the foundation is so good. But every time I go to repurchase this, I think I'm gonna get a concealer and I'm gonna get the stand. And then I'm like, ugh. And then I fight with myself, is it worth $225? And I'm like, I really like the foundation. And I'm like, I don't know about you, so like it's kind of like one of those things that I really fight with myself of repurchasing it since the price increased so much more. So yeah, I don't know. Guys, the product itself is great, and I actually have it on my face, and I just feel like, wow, it feels so nice, and it feels so luxe, and it feels so pretty, and I do feel like, I don't know if it lifts you or anything like that, like it says, it might. I feel like it goes in your lines and it kind of like makes them disappear. Like it doesn't sit in your lines, like it's very smooth. So maybe that's what makes it look like you got a facelift kind of deal, because it doesn't go in your lines, it kind of like smooths over them. So Yeah, guys, this is such a good foundation. It really is. I really love the foundation a lot. I don't care for the concealer and I don't care for the stand. So is it worth the $225? I don't know. It's really not worth $225. I think it was worth the $180 that it was priced at before. But I do think that if you guys love skincare and you really want a really good foundation and you have the extra money to spend, you should try it out because it really is a great foundation. And now I'm kicking myself for trying it again because I kind of want it again because I don't have that much left. I used there's very little left in here. Oh my god, I'm almost out of it. So if I want this, if I want to keep using it, I'm gonna have to repurchase it. So damn, why did I try you again? So overall, guys, I do think it's a really good foundation. I don't know if it's worth the $225 price point, but if you do like all these fifi kind of things and you like the little stands and you like the foundation, you like that it comes with a concealer and it is very heavy duty and beautiful, then yeah, totally worth it. It does have the skin caviar in it. It does look beautiful and it does make you look really nice. So it is a great foundation. Oof. So that's all I have to say about this foundation. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give me your thumbs up and leave me your comments below. If you have this foundation, let me know what you guys think. Is it the same problem that I'm having with it? Are you struggling to repurchase it because you love the foundation but you don't like all the things that it comes with it? So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. My face will pop up somewhere around down here. When my face pops up, if you click on my face, you'll subscribe to my channel. So thank you guys so much for watching and I will talk to you guys later. Bye!